For us, when we look at where we were going, what we want to achieve for this service, what we want to achieve for our loyal players, because we have a lot of them, it's super clear that our number one priority needs to be achieving seasonality. Now, what does that mean? It means we need to get our players more of what they want, and we need to get it to them faster and with more consistency than we have.
Alright then, let's talk about this. What on guys, Commander here, and welcome to a new video talking about Halo Infinite. So, as you're probably aware, 343 released a new roadmap for the next few months of Halo Infinite. And, well, if you were on YouTube or Twitter, or both, at the time of its release, you can probably guess what the response from the community was, and mine is no different. However, I'm going to do something a little bit different at the end of this video, so the timestamps in the video and in the description to jump to those if you so wish. First of all, let's talk about the first roadmap for content that they plan to release. Now, do you remember what I said about Season 2's roadmap? And fair to say, I wasn't really best pleased with it. 343 released a roadmap talking about Season 2 and what's to come with Season 3 as well. And my god, this thing is awful. So as you can see, I wasn't really that impressed with what we got then, and well, this roadmap seems to be even worse. Not only is the actual roadmap for Season 3 even smaller than what we got for Season 2, but Season 3 isn't releasing until March 2023. That means we have another 7 months of this season, of Season 2, before we get to the next one. There is a mid-season update where the only major things that really piqued my interest is 2 new maps that granted look pretty cool, a new game mode which yet again looks another variation of CTF, like okay whatever, we got 2 variations already, 1 flag and CTF, I don't really want another one, and Forge, which I only care about in the sense of for what seeing other people can do with the Forge engine. Because without custom games browser, any of us who don't use Forge or whether can't use Forge or whatever won't see any benefit of it. There's a new battle pass, but that doesn't really interest me because it just seems like filler content while they get Season 3 ready. And even so, we don't even know which part of this season, this like winter update, we're going to see any of these little bits dropping. Like obviously the battle pass is going to be releasing right at the start and maybe with the new maps, but the other parts like Forge and the new game mode, like are they just going to be drip fed to us like over the course of the next 7 months? And even so, this season is not going to be started until November, which means apart from a small drop pod updates in between, we're going without content for another 2 months. That means that we have pretty much been 3 to 4 months without decent content dropping, because half of the stuff in Season 2's roadmap has either been delayed or is not coming. We have the 2 new maps that were in Season 2's Battle Pass. Land Grab is still there as one of the 3 game modes, but Last Spartan Standing is being removed, and I think King of the Hill is on rotation, so it's half there and half not. Campaign Network Cult, Mission Replay and Forge are not coming between November and March, the winter update, so between November and March, so that entire time we're going to have those 3 items, some part of those 3 items coming between that huge time space, and we have a battle pass and a fracture event, which granted we did get, but I don't really care about it because it's more just like progression and customization rather than actually playable content. So only half of the roadmap is being released before the initial November target that Season 2 said originally back in April. And then there's Season 3, which again, fair enough is going to be giving us 2 new maps, but they're just UNSC based environments, and to be perfectly honest, I'm getting really bored of it now. I want something new, something fresh. Covenant, Banished, I don't know, maybe Forerunner, something a bit like Guardian. I think it's Guardian, or one of the Guardian like based maps. Like I love that environment. That's something different. It's one of my most favourite maps to play on Tactical Slayer and Fiesta because they're so close quarters, but they're also really quite long range as well. Give me more of those maps. These stupid UNSC environments. We've got too many of them. You know, we're getting 2 new gamers, which granted do sound pretty cool. And we're also getting a new weapon and new equipment, as well as a custom games browser. So all of us who don't use Forge in the winter update can finally see the benefit of it, as well as the usual stuff like a new battle pass and a fracture event. But again, this season is supposed to be 3 months long, and you know, to be perfectly honest, I've got no hope that that's how long it's going to be. But we don't know when in the 3 months this content is going to be drip fed to us. Is it going to be months, like weeks or months at a time, or is it some of the things going to be delayed, like many things have been, and we're going to have to be waiting even longer? It does make me wonder whether what we heard before about 343 wasting the first 3 years of Infinite's supposed development to work on a hero-based shooter instead of Halo Infinite. And when that project fell flat on its face, they then started to work on Halo Infinite. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but surely if you have just finished a mainline Halo game and you have a separate department of your company working on a side game, that being Halo Wars 2, your focus should not be on something completely different for your mainline story, but rather the next installation of the story you're trying to tell. Even if this hero-based shooter took off and got to the releasing stage, would that be Halo-based, like Killer Instinct? Because Killer Instinct wasn't exactly even Halo-based, it just had the Arbiter in it. Or would it be something else entirely? That would have then meant that we have to wait even longer for the next installation of Master Chief's story. But then maybe not, because apparently they spent some of the budget they were given for Halo Infinite's game on this hero-based shooter. So I don't really know, and granted this is all speculation, we've not had anything confirmed, but there's a lot of evidence floating around and makes me think that maybe this is actually the case. And considering the state the game is in and 343 is in at the moment, it would stand to reason. It just makes me wonder what the executives at 343 are actually doing when they make these decisions. We as gamers and Halo fans don't want a hero-based shooter. We want another Halo game that is like what made us fall in love with the franchise story and the characters to begin with. And I haven't even begun to talk about the second battle pass that 343 showed us, which is detailing, it's not even a battle pass, it's a roadmap, but detailing for the game things that they need to address, but they want to get it all done by the end of 2023. So they mean to tell us that we could be waiting over another year for player safety and reporting, match XP, anti-cheat improvements, and stability and performance improvements, amongst all the other things that you can see on the screen currently. Everything on this list is a key part on how the game functions and what makes it fun to play. And they're putting all this on the back burner as if to say, yeah, we know this needs to be done, but we'll get to it when we get to it. We're going to sort out other things first because those things don't matter. They're not priority. You know, I've tried my best to be as positive as I can and made excuses for 343, even at times when they don't even deserve it. But we're a year into this game's release and the state of the game is unreal. It's not that it's not fun to play though. I jump onto this game every now and again, not nearly as much as I should, granted, but I've always had fun playing it. My two favourite game modes are three actually, Big Team Battle, Fiesta and SWAT, or Tactical Slayer. And that's what, you know, yes it does have bugs, but I can get past that. But that's what hurts, because this game is so much fun to play, but the key parts that are missing are so big, I just can't enjoy it for long enough, you know. When there's a battle pass that I've got to grind through, I do play it a bit more because that's progression. I'm a bit of a completionist myself, so I like that. You know, I do like a battle pass as sort of like something to complete. But as of currently, I've completed the Fracture event. I've completed both the battle passes. You know, so what is there for me to actually put my effort in? There's no career progression. There's no, even if it was just like a level based system, not even like with specified rankings, just numbers. That's all I want. Just to make me turn around and think, you know, oh, I've got to level 30, maybe I can get to level 40 by the end of the week or something like that. Just something simple. You know, I don't want, I'm very easily pleased when it comes to these things, but if it's just missing entirely, I don't know. But, you know, we've waited 6 years for Halo Infinite to come out, and the only thing that I can think of is what kind of state was the game in back in 2020 when they were going to release it a couple months afterwards, if we're in the situation we are now. What we need from 343 right now is 100% transparency. Upload a 30 to 50 minute video, or even shorter, from Unisheck, Sketch and Joe Staten, talking to the community, saying something along the lines of this: We hear your feedback and we understand the frustration coming from the community right now, and we want to take some time to be open and honest about what's happening here at 343. To start off with, the Slipspace engine is not in the place where we want it to be. Many parts of it are not working to the level that we want, and because of this, development inside the engine is much harder than it should be. On top of that, we are struggling with getting staff to work for our company, and the staff that we do have are working incredibly hard all the time, but to the point where it starts to take a toll on their health, and that's slowing down production as well. Because of these problems and others, content is not coming at the rate that we or you expect, and for that we can only apologise and ask for your patience as we continue to work things out at 343 and bring in the game that you expect from us. I don't know about you, but if 343 did that, although in more detail than how I put it, I would be willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and give them more time, because they've told us that there are problems, where they are and why they're not easy to fix, and I think most of the Halo community would feel the same. You know, I know from experience how bad game engines can be at times. Hell, I developed Traitor in Unreal Engine, and when I was developing the planet Stars of the War, I thought that I would have to give up at some stage because working in Unreal Engine was becoming harder and harder because of various bugs and crashes that would happen constantly while I was using the engine. And I work pretty much full time at a company outside of like YouTube and Traitor and stuff that is also severely understaffed due to the aftermath of COVID-19. And not only does that make my work life, as well as everybody else's, much harder than necessary, but it also takes a toll on the mental health and general health of not just me, but everybody I work with. So I completely understand how bad it must be at 343 to not only have an engine that doesn't work properly and is creating huge problems for the developers, but to also have the staffing problems, so the staff that do work there are having to put in extra effort to bring us the content to enjoy, but have it take a massive toll on their mental and physical health as well. So that's by the end of this video here. Again, I really want to be optimistic about this game and its future, but we're getting so little content over such a long period of time, and if anything, I would just like to know why and to try and understand what's happening. I don't like being about this with Halo. I love Halo. I always have and I always will. But what's happening with this game is just unreal, and I just want to turn my anger at 343 into understanding what they're going through and what's going on for this game to, you know, make it in the situation that it is. But unless they're going to tell us, it just seems to be that they're hiding something, which is not good as far as I'm concerned. You know, I don't want to be angry at Halo or 343. I don't want to look at the Halo Infinite and think, you know, this is a bad game and this is a failed game, because it's not really. You know, I love the game. I love playing the game. The campaign, while it has its problems, is an amazing campaign. You know, I even jump on it every now and again just to go and shoot some banish. You know, when mission replayability comes out, I'm just going to go back into that campaign and replay constantly, like I did back in the days with Halo 4 and 5 and Halo 3. You know, replaying the missions that I love, because that, you know, I just get, you know, bring that feel back of, you know, playing the campaign. But I just, at this moment in time, I can't go back into the campaign and replay any missions without restarting a whole new save, and there's just nothing in the multiplayer that's going to keep me there for a few hours at a time. You know, Halo MCC, they used to bring out content all the time, and you know, I'd have to actually time how much time I'd spend playing, because I would be nearly finished the battle pass. I'd have to do it really quickly and grind through it really quickly, because otherwise I'd run out of time. So I've always got content ready for me to complete. That's what I want for this game. I want to have a battle pass so that takes me so long to complete that they're bringing in another one. I still haven't completed the one that I'm doing at the moment. I so want to do that, but it's just not happening. And like I said, I really want to know why. If anything, let me and the community, let us all understand, because I think the anger that me and a lot of people feel about Halo Infinite is not the anger at the developers for giving us such disappointing and such lackluster content, but it's more the fact that we don't understand why it's in the situation that it is. and there's a lot of people out there who think that 343 are just being incompetent. I don't think they're being incompetent at all. I don't actually think they're that bad a company. You know, I didn't particularly enjoy Halo 4. It was a fun game. I didn't like the story. The multiplayer was insanely fun. I didn't mind Halo 5. Again, the multiplayer gameplay, while it had its problems, was really fun to play, and I had so many hours playing on that. MCC was a huge success. And Halo Infinite, both the multiplayer and the campaign, are insanely fun to play. I don't actually think that 343 is a bad company at all. But they say they're going to be trying to be transparent, and they're just not. They're doing anything but, you know. And I don't know what's going to happen as of uploading this video, but we've had about 2 days since the roadmap was released, and given all the community outcry, we've had nothing from any of the 343 employees saying, you know, we're sorry you don't like what we've shown you, but we honestly believe this is the way forward. We've seen nothing of that. And it's like, you know, and what annoys me even more is that they hype this game, this roadmap up. You know, Sketch, Brian Gerard, replied to a load of tweets talking about this new roadmap, about what's going to happen in the next few months of Halo. You know, all this new content that's coming, and then you're building up so much hype around the community, and then they release it to us, and we're like, is that it? You built up all this hype, and that's it. You're not going to show us anything else. You know, and that's been a common thing with Halo. Is that, like, you know, what you show us, you know, and the thing is like, what they're showing us isn't necessarily that bad per se. It's just, it's not enough. It's that it. The phrase with Halo Infinite that I've sort of picked up on is like, it's fine, it's great, but is that it? Again, hopefully things will take a turn. Maybe Season 3 is going to be the start of something new at 343. But honestly, if it's going on the way it is at the moment, I'm not really holding that much hope. And I said before, when I was doing my Season 2 overview, and I did the video at the current state of Halo Infinite, I said that back then, you know, at the end of Season 2, when everybody's completed the battle passes, 343 are going to go silent on us, and maybe they won't, but I'm not holding that much hope. Turns out I was absolutely right, and is the same thing going to happen again? Or maybe we'll get to the end of Season 3, or start of Season 3, or the end of Season 3 maybe, and maybe the same thing will happen again, I don't know. You know, I might make another video and be exactly the same position. Hopefully not. I'm hoping that that's not the case, but honestly, at this stage, I don't really know anymore. You know, so again, it's sad for me to say, because I love Halo, and I always have. And like I said, it's not a bad game. Everybody turns around and says, oh, Halo Infinite is such a bad game, you know, it's a broken game. It's like, it's not. It's got problems, it's got bugs, but as a playable game, it's perfectly fine. There are issues, granted. There's issues with everything, but, you know, it's not as bad a game as people make out. It's just, there's problems at 343 that I wish they would just tell us about. And I think if they did, they were completely transparent and told us what the issues were. Maybe not in too much detail necessarily, but just at least let us know what the problems are, so we can at least understand it, instead of blaming them for being incompetent, which they're clearly not. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little video. And like I said, I didn't actually intend to make this video, but looking at the battle pass, you know, I was at work when I saw the battle pass, and my instant reaction was, what the fuck is this? You know, and you know, and I just thought, I can't not make a video on this, because it's so important to me to express, you know, I use this channel to express how I feel, and to talk about Halo, and talk about what I think about Halo and what have you. And I can't, you know, I've been quite silent. You know, I did a bit of I was going to do a review on Halo on Season 2, but I think I sort of got my point across with reviewing the roadmap of Season 2, because it turns out I was absolutely right, because there wasn't actually anything out. You know, what we got in Season 2 was pretty much covered on the roadmap, and even less actually, so there was even less reason for me to make a video on it. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe for more awesome gaming content. Let me know in the description in the comment section down below, sorry. Do you have a different idea about 343? Do you think they're hiding something? Do you have a different, like, opinion about what's actually going on? Do you actually think that what we've got so far and what they've showed us is actually perfectly fun, and I'm completely missing the point? I might well be. Leave them in the comment section down below and let me know, because I'd be very interested to have a discussion with you lot about whether or not this is actually good or not. So anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed, and I shall see you all later. Bye!